fierce defender in all of these fights. As Director of Advocacy, Engagement, and Inclusion, I work to ensure that AARP's advocacy campaigns are connected authentically with multicultural audiences. It's AARP's privilege to partner with Melanie and the Black Women's Roundtable on strategies that cultivate and advance civic engagement and voter participation within our community. Each of us has the power to influence this cycle to be the deciders in 2024, and AARP and BWR are here to support you with trusted, reliable information. So don't forget the power you have through your votes and your voice, and please enjoy this convening.
Thank you so much. Thank you so very much. And at this time, we're going to start the power table. Power table 1 for solutions. Black women leaders share strategies to protect our rights, freedoms, fix and save. I didn't say that again. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Fix and save our democracy from peril, and leveraging the power of the sister vote in 2024. What we want is clinicians to focus on what we can do to provide a way to fight back against the attacks that we're seeing. What does a fight back look like to solve the problem? We need you to provide your responses in 90 seconds or less. Come on now, put your, I know you talking, I see girl. So we gotta condense the singing. Girls, I love you singing. That's my sweetheart. 90 seconds or less, and I want you to put your timers on your phone, okay? Because Melanie said she got the clock, it's gonna go in. Joy got it, okay, all right. So my sister friend who's out there on the front lines, Natasha. Yeah, I'm calling you first. Oh, you say, oh, that's right, yes, because we starting off with power, honey. Come on. And let's, if you can hand the mic down. We're sharing mics. There should be several around the table. Hello, there you go. Thanks for putting me on the spot. Well, the first thing I did was you ride on, hold on. That was good. Given that I'm going to respect, I will be respectful and obedient today. It's real simple. I think ultimately, as we're looking at going next year, and you said it all, Sister Stewart, at the end of the day, what we have to do is elevate the conversation. We have to ask here that we're going to have to task you. There's 3, I can do everything here that our people are concerned about. Right? I said 3 pieces. We need to know that our people want peace, we want progress, and we want their paper. And so we can literally frame the work that we're doing and all the issues, put it in those buckets and tap into this strategy that's not going to get in the trap. We can't get in the trap around the campus. There's another conversation I had right now. We cannot get in that trap around whether we like Biden or not. This ain't about Biden. This is really about us. And so as our strategy and as we're doing work, tapping it in next year, we got to literally call in on issues, go to a higher level, and we got to really be able to have a strategy that's not about industry, but it's about us. So that anything that we're doing, especially in Black people, the community that we're concerned with, that's how we fight this. All right? On right on the mark. Helen Butler. Good morning. So in Georgia, as Tasha said, we got to mobilize everybody. So it's turnout, educate. And we've got to go under those narrow margins that we need to make a difference in our community. So you got to bring all of your community with you, even those in Georgia who may be in jail, but who are not convicted of a felony. So we got to make sure they're educated, they're registered, and that they turn in those absentee ballots. We got to make sure we turn out everybody that's in our contact list. I don't care what it is, whether it's family, friends, workers, or somebody you know in Georgia. We need mobilization and education on all the issues, criminal justice reform, healthcare, whatever it might be. We got to bring our people turn out, turn out, turn out.
Connie, 33 to go. Women lead. I love this. I love this. LaFonza Butler, please.
Good morning. Fantastic. Thank you so much for the stuff and I just wanted to say happy birthday, Joy. It is your birthday today. And so happy birthday, Joy. Thank you. I want to pick up a little bit, just a quick, in my 90 seconds, to pick up on the offering of Dr. Marie Skinner, who offered us profiting direction from leaders in Detroit. There was another great prophet, a preacher's daughter, Aretha Franklin, who gave us, I think, the very simple strategy that we need in this moment, and she told us, Dr. Skinner, to think. Think about what you're trying to do to me. Think and let your mind be free. And so, sisters, I think in this moment, where there is so much happening in and around our communities, yes, the three P's are important. Absolutely, we have to turn out. The other thing that is, I think, critical for us to think about more diligently is running and putting ourselves in the field. Running and putting ourselves in the future, bringing our communities with us, not just running, but running and supporting for those of us who are not running. It is not just enough for us to put our name on the ballot, but we've got to use our $2 trillion, not just to buy St. John, but also to support the candidates that we know are going to bring our communities to the table and make decisions on behalf of moving us towards those three P's. So I will be brief in my response and just say that Aretha told us to think.
And she also said, that's right, RESPEC, what? That's right, we need to man perspective. And for everyone, we're not going to read the title. The titles are in your program booklet, okay? Let's move to our next person, and that would be Rebecca Carruthers.
Thank you. Good morning. Going into 2024, we really need to think about the moment that we're in now. And the last time we were in this moment, we were led by student leaders. We were led by Diane Nash, and we were led by John Lewis. I think it's very important for us to encourage Black youth on campus to register themselves, register their friends, register their communities, register their entire campus so they could turn out and vote. The reason why this is so important, we've seen every other demographic increase. Hispanic, Asian, women, we've seen an increase in that voter participation, but we saw a decrease in Black voter participation. At predominantly white institutions, it was a decrease by 5%. On HBCUs, it was a decrease by 10%. So for those of us who are active in the Divine Nine and other organizations that have robust campus chapters, we need to do what we need to do to make sure that those young people are turning out to vote. Because just like where we were at in that moment with Diane Nash and with John Lewis, we're in that moment now. And we need to provide the resources and tools and support for young people to help lead us out of this moment.
Thank you so much. Shay Franco Clausen.
Thank you. Well, I'm with the National Black Justice Coalition of Islands in California, and I will tell you is, one of the very few Black political strategists there, we organize in the streets, we organize in the jails, we organize in every space. We meet everyone where they're at. We have enough time, and we can't do it when we're in crisis, when we're heading into the primary. Getting people engaged in civil support is an every single day thing. And I say this because people look at me and say, California. Yes, we don't pass laws because of Democrats in California. And the most impacted people, the most vulnerable people in our communities are not being reached. We always say the 4 out of 5s, the 5s. No, you have all day, every weekend to invest some time and dollars into that work, and even in the criminal justice system. I am a formerly incarcerated youth myself, and all I have done is work in the jail with the registered voters, legal women voters to bring it together to make sure that we are going to the families of those in jail. Yes, I made postcards for people in jail to send to their families to get them out to vote. And in 2020, we were able to overturn a constitutional amendment to restore the voting rights back for people on parole. Y'all, we can do this every single day. It is those communities, Black communities, Latino communities that are impacted, and it's up to us to meet them where they're at. So there's so many great people I look up to in here. I'm so happy that I'm at this table. But I'm gonna count on all of you and hold you accountable to working together from the Bay to the A to make sure that we are saying the same things, the same messages, putting our dollars to invest in our own communities because we need something for us by us.
Thank you. 90 seconds. Chief Renee Hall.
Good morning. I just want to say I'm blessed and honored to be here today as a former police chief in the city of Dallas and also the National Second Vice President for the National Organization of Black Law Enforcement Executives, the largest Black organization for law enforcement. I sit here today to talk about the perceived or the ability to vote versus your trust in like law enforcement in carrying out that vote, understanding that the journey in achieving equal protection under the law poses significant challenges if one cannot fully participate in that part and participate. So what Noble has committed to do with law enforcement agencies across this country is to ensure that we are creating safe and secure processes in the voting across this country. We are holding trainings with all law enforcement agencies across this country. Currently, one of our first vice presidents, who is at the Arizona State Police, is the director. He will be hosting tabletop exercises with law enforcement agencies, and we will be doing that across the country to ensure that everyone understands that we have a right to vote, and we will have a safe and secure election process, and that's what we're committed to. We recognize that African Americans make up about 37% of major city chiefs across the country, and we're going to use that power and that platform to ensure that we are creating that safe space. I just want to leave you with this. The Bible tells us, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God." We have a job to do, and as children of God, we're going to make sure that happens. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's play.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's a pleasure to be here today. I'm the Executive Vice President of the Hip Hop Caucus, and it's a big question tonight. I want to say this quote right here. Don't let the discernment of your challenges be bigger than the norm of your victory. Think about that. Black women are the ultimate multitaskers. We know what needs to be done. We are the moral compass of our society. So what do we need to do? At the Hip Hop Caucus, we work to inform, to move into action, and to bring people together. That's what the Hip Hop Caucus is. And so I'm here at the Hip Hop Caucus challenging all of you to follow us when we call, to be in the streets when things are happening, to tell our story, because that's what the caucus is about. Storytelling, narrative, understanding our culture, using our culture to tell us who we are as Black people. And so we need you, when we call, answer that call. Be a part of our mobilization. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to stand up to those who want to suppress us, those who are trying to position their white supremacist theory. It is about our leadership. And so we need you to call us. And I thank you for being able to be with us today.
Thank you so much. At this moment, we're going to pause because the head of Congressional Black Caucus here, Stephen Horstman of Nevada, Congressman Stephen Horstman, who is in charge of this whole 52nd annual legislative conference. We thank you for coming in. Words to the women.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the 52nd Annual Legislative Conference for the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation. I am Stephen Horsford, Congressman from Las Vegas, Nevada, and Chair of the Congressional Black Caucus. I want to say thank you to the Black women who lead, who save our democracy, and who are defending our right to vote and the work to protect and promote public education, the free press, our courts, and the most fundamental right of our democracy, which is our right to vote. I want to thank Melanie Campbell and your tremendous leadership in the Black Women's Roundtable for what you do. And I want you to know that members of the Congressional Black Caucus, we are now 58 strong, the largest in our history with the election of Dave Almo in Rhode Island. We will be at 59 members in November. But none of that happened without the support of Black women in our districts that have helped propel our campaigns and our volunteers, but most importantly, to make sure that we are held accountable to the agenda that you all are discussing here today. So I just wanted to stop in and let you know the members of the Congressional Black Caucus want to be your partners. We want to work collaboratively with you and to ensure that we continue to make the progress that you all have pushed us to make. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you so much. And in this moment, we have to remember that you say 58, soon to be 59, the largest. And you know, when you see a congressional leader, it's not just for show. They're working for you. And what is power? Service, right? What is it? Power is what? Service. Amen. There we go. And Black women will save the world. And don't you ever forget that. If you know about it, you know about it. If you didn't catch it, Google. All right. And we would like to bring forward Nicole Austin Hillary, President and CEO of the CBC Foundation. I'm going to stand up. Good morning, Chairman Woodley, and welcome to ALCD. And what better way to start than to be in this room of powerful Black women? I'm looking at, yes, applaud that. Applaud that. I'm looking around, I see so many friends, and it's wonderful. I have to say, having you all start on day one, this being one of my first stops, I know this is going to be a powerful ALC. There is no way we could be here doing this work, taking on the challenges that we have to take on right now in the country that you all will be talking about, that everyone will be dealing with during this ALC, that Mr. Horsford will be leading on. There is no way we would be here doing this work without the power, the collective wisdom, the strategizing, the creativity, the tenacity, and the strength of the Black Women's Roundtable. Melanie Campbell, thank you. Thank you so much for your leadership and for all that you are doing. I know that we have critical issues right now that we are doing, and that you all are going to be talking about this morning. We are here at ALC 52. Can you believe it's been 52 years? I was just born a couple of years ago. But somehow it's 52 years. But we have so much important work to do. We are facing challenges around diversity, equity, and inclusion. We are facing challenges around Black wealth. We are facing challenges around our education system, around affirmative action, around housing, water rights. The list is long, but we are not daunted by that long list because we know that there is power in our collective numbers and power in the wisdom and the strength that we have right here in this room. So I am looking forward to working with you all.
I am looking forward to the Cbcf being a partner with you all. We had Mel with us yesterday for a leaders summit because we are about the business of strategizing with our stakeholder partners to make sure that we uplift our young leaders, that we keep building them through our leadership institute, that we continue to do the research and put out the data and information that you all need in your communities to back up what we do. We know the facts, but numbers and data and research support us even further and make our cases strong. And we look forward to partnering with you and just being on the front lines. You all are change makers. I am proud to be with you and to stand with you. And we know that even despite these challenges, that we will also continue to celebrate Black women and Black joy. And that is what will keep us moving. We stand on the shoulders of greatness, and we will continue to move forward with the greatness that is being created in this room today. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for the work that you are doing. And thank you again, Mel, for your leadership, bringing us all together. Have a wonderful ALC.
Thank you so much. Once again, 52 years, and we're still here in this moment. But the fact that you're here in this room is so packed and powerful means something. You're ready for solutions and to strike a mighty blow. And we're going to continue with the program with Letitia Daniels Jackson.
Good morning, Letitia Daniels Jackson from the great state of Alabama. I'm the convener of the South Alabama Black Women's Roundtable, and there are two things we're focused on in Alabama in general and South Alabama in particular. Our primary focus is on voters who are already registered and not voting. We have got to make sure that people are not being hurt from the voting list because and we have hundreds of thousands of Black voters who are already voting. Who are already registered that are not voting. So we are talking to those women, and the women are talking to their families about the issues that are important to them so that we can meet them where they are and connect those issues to the policy efforts that are important for them to vote on. The other thing that we are focused on in Alabama, as you all know, we are fighting for our vote just to be counted, for us to have power. I'm one of the plaintiffs in the Allen v. Milligan case, which is a redistricting case in Alabama. We were here last year. We were waiting to be heard at the Supreme Court. Well, since that time, we've won the Supreme Court. The state, but the fight is not over. The state defied the Supreme Court order, the district court order, and drew another map that was unconstitutional and in violation of Section 2. We challenged that and we won that as well. And we continue to fight. The fight continues.
Thank you so much. The fight continues. Cassandra Welshman. All right, please hand the mic, please, here. Please get the mic.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm Cassandra Welchman. I'm Executive Director of the Mississippi Black Women's Roundtable. So I'm happy to have Mississippi today. You know, I agree with what everyone has said already in the room. What I would say even more is that we got to center the voices of the people more and more and make sure that they are equipped, because they are the experts. They know what they need, and to help connect them back to the policy table, it's the issues. And the issues is what's going to drive our people to the vote, to the polls. We're talking about Medicaid expansion. We're talking about maternal health care. We're talking about clean water for our cities. Those are the kinds of things that's going to drive people back to the polls. Child care. So we got to get on people's front porch and drink some hot tea or eat some hot grits and drink some sweet tea. Thank y'all.
Thank you. Sweet tea, I need some right now. Marsha Johnson, the mic.
Staff, can we, make sure that there are mics on every section, please?
Good morning, everyone. I'm Marcia Johnson with the Lawyers Committee, and we need to confront the moment and really link the vote to our democracy. I think it's important that we focus on the offices and what the offices do rather than just the individual. And also provide the Black women in our community who are the backbone of our community with the resources that they need to make the case about why we need to vote, but also the resources about how we overcome the barriers that states are continually putting before us. Black women have been instrumental in the vote and saving our democracy throughout our history, and we're called to do that again. And organizations such as mine, the Lawyers Committee, is committed to providing the resources to our women leaders in our community, from our election protection 866 our vote hotline to being in court litigating on their behalf and really linking the why we vote to the how we vote. And look forward to working with everyone in this room to do that. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Marcia. Is Trudy Lucas still in the room? Good morning, Black people.
I am here. I am Trudy Lucas. I'm the manager of Religious Affairs and External Relations for the National Action Network. And I also represent this great state of South Carolina. But the things that we need to do is we cannot work in silos. I think every one of us need every one of you. I think every one of you need every one panel in this very room helped us as as three Black women took the lead for the 60th anniversary of the March on Washington. It was led by Katrina Jefferson, our Senior Vice President, Ebony Riley, who most of you know, and myself. And we thank all of you for helping us to make that a success. Also, the women must work with key organizations and groups and lead the turnout, lead the registration. We have to lead. The attacks are on our rights are primarily driven by policy, and policymakers are elected. If we are not involved in choosing better policymakers, we will never get better policies. So we need all of you. You need all of us. Thank you.
Dewana Thompson. Dewana Thompson.
Good morning. My name is Dewana Thompson. I'm the president and CEO of the Birmingham Civil Rights Institute. I'm also the founder of Vote Vote. And I bring you greetings from our reimagined South, which is Alabama. And here's what I would like to say is that we have to have a radical analysis of power, a reimagination of power. And the reason why I say that is because, yes, we do need to vote and we need to turn out, but we have been voting. We have been turning out as Black women and as Black young women. What we need is to be present in every space of power. So I have been asking people to reimagine themselves on boards and agencies for your city, for your state. There are over 110 boards and agencies just in the city of Birmingham alone that deal with the everyday plight of our community. And so when we think about power, reimagine not just running for office, but being appointed to these boards and agencies that lead the city that you live in. And the second thing is a reimagination around radical succession planning. If you are already on and you don't have someone that's next, we are losing. And that is the reason why we don't see that kind of turnout, because they don't see themselves. So you got to have somebody that's on, somebody that's next, somebody that's there for the elders for their wisdom. And that way we have a plan that is moving us forward so we can win in 2024 and everything beyond that. Thank you. Thank you.
Linda Carr.
Good morning. I'm Linda Carr, President and
co-founder of Higher Heights, your political home for Black women, a safe, trusted space for us to build power from the voting booth to elected office. So Black women are the architects and defenders of our modern day democracy. Sojourner Truth once said, "Truth is powerful and it will prevail." And that is the work, ladies. Our road to 2024 is to ensure that Black women vote, run, win, and lead. We know that Black women, when we are fired up, we bring our house, our block, our church, our sorority, and our unions to the polls. That is the task that we will continue to move forward in 2024. We will run for office. Over the last 10 years, we've seen a record number of Black women run. Yet, even in the gains we've made, we have no representation in the U.S. Senate. And in 1 year, we can send multiple Black women to the U.S. Senate. In the next cycle or two, we will see Black women as governors across this country. But it is about ensuring that we are recruiting, training, and supporting Black women to run for office, not only using our votes to change the face of our democracy, but opening our pocketbooks, just shifting some of that economic power to our political stewardship. So if you don't have a political budget for this cycle, to give $1 to $10,000 to a local candidate that inspires you, or to send that money across the country so that we can ensure that we have representation at every level. If we do this together, we will win, ladies. And I know that when we are stronger together, that Black women will continue to lead and to move this country to higher heights. I like how she was that. Okay. Holly Holiday. Good morning. My name is Holly Holiday, and I'm the president of Sisters Lead, Sisters Vote. And as we are thinking about how we're going to continue to support all these Black women leaders, I want to remind you that Black women are under attack, especially Black women who are political, who are elected, and yes, the ones who are appointed. We must stand up and recognize that representation matters. Who sits at these tables matters. Why? Because those are the people who are our voice. So we must get in the game. We must stay in the game. We must write a check, ladies. We have a budget for everything. Do not go into 2024 without a political budget. Support Black women. We must also stay strong and recognize that in these attacks we have power. Everyone in this room has their own microphone. Be ready for the clapback. Vice President Harris is one of the most attacked people in America. When you hear them say something about her or any Black woman that you think is wrong, question and challenge. Question and challenge. Be ready for the clapback. And ladies, spread joy. When somebody tells you it can't be done, remind them that it can. When somebody says it's too hard, remind them that together we can make all things possible. When somebody says we can do no more, remind them that God said, we will not give you anything you cannot handle.
Amen. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you. Mr. Jones.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sister Jones. I'm one of the co-conveners for the Black Women's Roundtable Virginia. In Virginia, we really focused on breaking down silos. I know I've been a part of so many organizations. I know all of us are part of several organizations. We often talk about partnerships and how we love to work together, and then on the other side of our mouth, we will make sure that whatever organization that we're a part of is at first in line. So with the Black Women's Roundtable, what we try to do is really focus on collaboration and build on that collective strength that so many of our organizations bring to the table. In Virginia, we have elections every year, so we have huge state legislative races this year. So as we're preparing for 2024, we also have to focus on what's going on in 2023. And what happens in Virginia is the issues that come up and the strategies that are used are testing the waters for people across the nation for the next year. So we just have too much at stake to not focus on the fact that our partnerships can be so important and strong in terms of moving us forward.
Thank you. Regina Davis Moss.
Good morning, Esther. I am President and CEO of NRO Voice, National Black Women's Reproductive Justice Agenda. Shout out to my other RJ sister over there. So RJ is the right to have a child, the right to not have a child, and the right to raise that child in safety. healthy, sustainable environment. All these issues that we all have. And I just want to lift up a couple of things. One, we do polling before every election, and time again, Black women say they turn out to vote because the stakes are just too high and not. We saw it in 1992 with Anita Hill. We saw it during Trump's tenure when we saw over 100 diverse women go into office. So I do believe we will do that again. We will turn out, we will demonstrate our power. We will not only elect people into office who are going to fight against the anti-abortion acts, but we're also going to definitely try to elect more women in office. And so we've got the plan. When you get in there, we have a policy agenda that we produce for every Congress that has 100 policy recommendations and solutions. We've got the blueprint. We just need people that are going to do the work. And we also mobilize. We've seen a lot of organizations investing in trying to make sure that women are educated. So we have an our voter activation to make sure that when we get these people in office, they will be accountable. So again, when we see gender racism, when we see anti-Black oppression, we activate. We do. We just got to get these people in here. We're going to put our needs first. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, peace everybody. It's so good to be in this room today, and it's such an honor to be at this table with such powerful Black women. Can we just say trust Black women real quick, like? Okay, word. So I am here today along with my other RJ sister. I'm here working in the legacy of 12 Black women who created the reproductive justice movement as of next year, 30 years ago. And I think that what we have to understand are a couple of things. One, what is tying all of us together in this room across all of our different issue areas is the human rights of bodily autonomy to make our own decisions about our bodies and our families and our futures. And if we keep that as our through line, it will continue to give us the ability to build more collective power. Number two, the other strategy I want to bring into the room as a cultural person, as a creative, is culture shift strategies. Tony K. Barbara told us it is our duty to make our movements work irresistible. And so it is our duty to make sure we are finding all of the creative and innovative ways that we are allowing our community the ability to see themselves reflected in the very work that we do. Thirdly, I think it's important for us to understand how important intersectional organizing is right now. We are not only going against white supremacy, patriarchy is killing us, misogyny is killing us, trans and queer phobia is killing us, right? And so we have to see how all of those things are interconnected in all of our work. And lastly, deep collaboration, y'all. I'm not just talking about being at the table. Bernice Raymond Johnson said that if you are at a coalition or a table and you are comfortable, then you are not at the right time of table, right? So in order for us to move to the results that we know that we all need and I know that we're all working for, if you are continuing to work with the people that you see every single day, then you're not doing the work big enough. We need to make sure that we are making ourselves uncomfortable, being in conversations with the people that's going to expand our analysis. Thank you for their power.
Your turn to.
Good morning. Karen Torrance. I'm so excited to be with you, campaign manager for the Power of the Ballot, the C4 arm of the National Coalition on Black Civic Participation, as led by the wonderful Melanie Campbell. 412 days until we are erased. November 5th, 2024 is the clock that we are on. And so the urgency of what we've got to do in 2024 right now is really simple. We got to manage the clock. We've got to be focused right now to making sure we're showing up. And we've got to make sure that us and those that fund us and those that want to be a part of this movement know exactly their position in the game. And so this room of leaders, we are on the clock, 412 days to make sure everybody's registered to vote. 412 days to make sure those that are registered to vote are going to show up. 412 days to make sure that folks that are registered don't get purged before they can vote. There's so much around this that we've got to do intersectionality right, but we've got to manage the clock. We cannot allow ourselves to be distracted. We cannot allow ourselves to be confused. We've got to make sure we are on focus. And folks are counting on us to do that. But I want to encourage you, get your people to show up. I don't care if they've got to go show up and get water in the long lines. I feel what they ought to be out doing is getting out there and being a part of the polling process. We shouldn't go vote and we don't see anybody behind the counter that looks like us. The democracy that we're trying to protect means that we've got to have people in leadership when the vote gets in the box and gets counted. So show up. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. And what we just talked about, Melanie pointed out, pick up off the table, join the Power of the Ballot national campaign launch and statewide Florida tour. We won't be erased. Vote in 2024. Tour dates. The Rio broke it. The Rio broke it. Tour dates October 6th through October 29th, 2023. Please, if you don't have this, look for it or inquire about it. This is a big deal. This is what we're all talking about, the Power of the Ballot national campaign launch, statewide Florida tour. That starts October 6th, right around the corner. And another point of note, the Honorable Wyatt Apaya, Swiss parliamentarian, Black Caucus of European Parliamentarians. Are you in the room? Hello, it's a pleasure to meet you. Thank you for coming. Thank you. I saw that I was on the phone literally in my car putting my makeup on for this moment. I said, this is gorgeous. This gorgeous blonde fro and this red suit in her, and I'm telling you, I know what you're wearing. She has some, what is it, leopard print or something shoes. I told her, I said, I would love to see us walk, going back to what you said, Dr. We celebrate Black women. We not bad. We love each one of us. I just want to let you know, I watched you and you were that showing up here today. I'm sure she has more to just wearing a nice clothes. She's probably powerful too. And I thank you for coming. So we want to remind you we have 90 seconds for every person who is speaking. And what we're going to do for the sake of time, we're going to go on to the next panel. The next panel will be asked the same question, solutions, 90 seconds. And I see Bishop Bashtown McKenzie's even taking a picture of you, so you know you can. I call my friend out. Okay. Power Table 2 Solutions Discussions. All right? Black women leaders share strategies to protect public education, Black history, affirmative action in higher education and business, the safety net Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, and workers' rights to achieve economic justice and security for Black women and families. Get ready, we're going to tone of voice. Issues that way.
Thank you. Good morning. My name is Tona Boyd, and I am the Associate Director Counsel of the NAACP Legal Defense Fund. And I was very proud this morning to hear from our client in our case, Merrill versus Milligan, where we are fighting for fair maps. What I want to talk about this morning is fair representation. So we have to build a nationwide movement from our campuses to our corporations to vigorously defend and fight for programs aimed at increasing educational opportunity and employment opportunity for people of color. We absolutely cannot let those who are seeking to divide us and use race to divide us to weaponize diversity, equity, and inclusion programs and attempt to falsely cast them as discrimination or racism. The Legal Defense Fund is going to continue to litigate in our courts, to advocate in our communities, and to educate the public until we realize the full dignity and citizenship of Black people in America. But that's something that we cannot do alone. We need your help to hold our leaders accountable. That means calling out politicians who are trying to suppress our history with our vote and with our voices. That means calling on schools to ensure that students have the full opportunity to live up to their potential. It means ensuring our colleges and universities reflect the full diversity and talents and experiences that we have in our communities. And it means building diverse, equitable, and inclusive workplaces. Our multi-ethnic and multiracial democracy depends on it. Thank you.
Thank you. Cleola Brown. Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Okay, that's a little bit better. My name is Cleola Brown. Cleola from South Carolina. Tell her first name. And I say that with pride, all right? We're supposed to talk in 90 seconds, and I'm gonna try and do it this morning, so April don't start hollering. I won't holler. I appreciate it. If we look around this room, we know we're stepping in high cotton, because there's so many powerful women around this table, and sitting out in the audience. The title means good stuff on the paper, but the shoes that you wear means a whole lot more when it comes to getting the job done, all right? That's right, I'm telling you, leave home, no Gucci coochie, no Gucci will get out there and put some stuff. Now, we know